Throughout my life, I have seen so many young men struggling. Look at most of the so-called men today on TikTok or famous influencers. As controversial as this may sound to you, their lifestyles and morals are absolute rubbish. They look down on the traditional values that helped them get here and forget these famous boys for now. Even the average man today struggles to play his cards correctly. Most turn to hookup, video games, degeneracy, and quick dopamine hits for their instant gratification. But why does this happen? Why are so many young men clueless about where they want to be in life? Why are so many young men on the brink of total collapse? Keep this in your mind at all times, brother. Your life is completely your own. The day you decide to play by someone else's rules is the day that you betray your own self. That's right. It could be your own family who stops you from growing at times. They might say, "Oh, you've changed." Well, isn't that the very point of life? To grow and to change? But coming back to the original question, the reason why so many brothers are clueless today comes down to one single concept. They lack true masculine guidance, period. Think about a circus lion. It's intrinsically gifted with the ability to hunt and rip its prey into total shreds. But in a circus, it's manipulated and blinded so it could never reach its full potential. In a circus, the lion is nothing more than a big cat. This world that you live in, brother, which some call the Matrix, the TV and screens around you, the masses of people that walk past you, the so-called woke agendas being pushed on you are all part of the same circus. Don't let them blind you. Don't let them fool you. Like the lion in the circus, never forget that you are a man. A man of value would rather die on his feet than choose to live on his knees. My first advice to you is to truly understand the power of your mind. I have always said this, and I will say it again. Your reality catches up to your thoughts and actions. Everything begins from your mind, and I truly mean it. Everything. Let's say you want to pick up a glass of water. Was it not the thought in your mind that then pushes you to get up and pick up that glass of water? Your destiny is dictated by the quality of your mind. This is why the Bible says to guard your mind and thoughts. Now, imagine a man who watches porn every day and watches woke TV shows every day. How do you think his life will play out? The sad reality is that it is ultimately you who allows them to control your mind. You might say, "Oh, but everyone does it." But oh, it's so hard to fight it. And I agree completely with you, brother. The fight against degeneracy is worse now than ever before, but never let it seep into your mind. What saddens me even more is how they are trying to brainwash our newer generation into forgetting all traditional values. We have men with makeup reading all sorts of degenerate books to our children in schools. Imagine the sort of damage that's doing to their minds. Remember, brothers, this is a battle for control of your mind. Learn to control your own mind, or someone else definitely will. My second advice is to never settle for less. Go on social media and swipe through all the stories that people post on there. Most of the time, you will see that people are completely fed up with their life. You have fully grown men complaining about the slow driver in front of them who should be dealt with. You will see them post depressing quotes in an effort to attract some sort of sympathy from the world. But let me remind you, brother, this world is cold, dark, and harsh. It shows no empathy. Most, if not all around you, would rather watch you burn to ashes than to watch you succeed. It is not sympathy that you need, but action. Action has and always will separate the truly great from the noob. Third advice: never prioritize the opposite sex. Especially as a young man right now who is glowing with testosterone, you might want to stick yourself into every other hole that you can see. Because of this, most brothers turn into completely total lowlives just to get some cat. You will see them start clubbing, start vaping, listening to all the wrong types of music in the hopes of attracting girls. But let me remind you, women aren't the goal. If you are 20, 21, 22, then forget the women and focus solely on yourself. Of course, this doesn't mean that you should turn down someone truly special if God brings them into your life. But don't chase, don't lust. Your goal in this world is to flourish and mature to become a powerful individual of good character, able to distinguish between the necessary and unnecessary. If you want to make the best out of your life as a man, which is something you indeed want, you should never treat women above your own purpose. It can be easy to get washed away by the waves of emotions you may feel when you get a crush or generally develop feelings for a girl. But you'll always be better off passing a relationship you know won't last for the sake of the story of your own life. In fact, go talk to any married man or any man who is in a long-term relationship. They will always advise you to focus on yourself if you are young. Why? Because they know the blessing of being single, the blessing of having unlimited time on your hands. Don't waste this golden time, brother. My fourth advice to you is to be wary of what you eat. Your health isn't just something you have to keep because it's cool. The healthier you are, the longer you live, and there'll be a time when you'll realize just how little time you have left to live. No son or daughter wants an obese father, and no wife wants an ill husband. So, it's extremely important to keep yourself clean, especially when it comes to your diet. Everyone else in the world is eating either fake food or absolute poison. So if you take care of your diet to the best of your abilities, you will automatically buy yourself more time compared to the rest of the population. In fact, in the very near future, I wouldn't be surprised if most people are 3D printing their food. Everything will just become more and more fake. As I said at the start of the video, take control of your life or someone else will. The whole trillion-dollar pharma industry is built upon people getting sick. Don't allow them to use you as well. Keep yourself safe from these so-called processed foods, and you will thank yourself later on. And lastly, I couldn't end the video without talking to you about the importance of learning skills. Skills of any kind are nothing more than the gift you can give the world. The men who know nothing are simply puppets and slaves for others, purely because of the fact that they're useless. It's a harsh reality, but you can easily avoid that fate by using your time wisely and mastering as many skills as possible during your lifetime. As I said before, most of these skills you learn should be during your single days, when you have less responsibility and more time on your hands. The best way to start learning is rather simple. Instead of focusing on the most valuable and wanted skills at that moment, start focusing on what's already inside you. You definitely already have some interests or talents that are still untapped. And once you think about it deeply and realize what skill matches your inclination, dedicate yourself to it fully. There's nothing to lose, so this doesn't even count as a risk. So remember, my brother, life is simple but not easy. As you mature, you will come across so many issues. You will watch your loved ones pass away. You might get fired from your job. You might even get ditched by one of your loved ones. But in all these things, rejoice. Why? Simple. Because nothing stays the same forever. Cherish each moment you have, and always remember, your life is completely your own. The day you decide to play by someone else's rules is the day that you betray your own self. To see the next best way to level up as a man, check this video here.